Even if at certain points in your life you felt like it was going to be forever, or you felt like that person, you just didn't know what you was going to do without them, like life will kind of show you like what it will be like without them. Even though the year hasn't been perfect at all, I've definitely been able to manage my stress, manage my mental health much better than I feel like probably ever before, honestly. Hi, I'm Elii Ormond, and in today's video, I'll be doing a Eli's art and chat video. I haven't done one of these in almost a year, so I thought it would be cool to kind of start this series up again on my channel. In this video, I'll be talking about my relationship with money, my relationship with art, my relationship with music, my relationship with how I view celebrities now. I'll be talking about my mental health and giving an update on that, because that was kind of like the main topic of my last Eli art and chat video, so I kind of felt like it's only right to give an update and talk about that. And the last thing I'll probably be talking about is like my breakup, which I didn't expect to like make a topic on this video, but I definitely want to kind of just be like vulnerable, just like I was in my last Eli art and chat video. And I kind of just want to talk about like what's been going on in my life. It's been 6 months since my breakup, so I kind of feel like for myself it's an appropriate time to like maybe like talk about it. So yeah, but before the video starts, don't forget to follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter and my TikTok. They're always linked in my description box below. So subscribe if you want to join the Eli Army, which is what I call all of my subscribers. But that's it, so let's just get on to this Eli art and chat video. So the supplies that I'm going to be using in this video are my Prismacolor pencils. I absolutely love these. They blend really well, and then I feel like they're really easy to like layer with. There's 72 of them. I'm also going to use my pencil sharpener to sharpen any of my color pencils that need to be sharpened, and then I'm going to go ahead and use my eraser, and I'm also going to use a paper blending tool to help with my shading, and also I'm going to use my mechanical pencil, and then lastly I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use an ebony pencil to just make my darks really dark. So this picture I'm drawing is of my friend Darius. I used to draw a lot of celebrities, but this year I wanted to focus on creating art with people who actually mean something to me in like my real life. Darius's 22nd birthday was last month, so this is like a late birthday present to him. My friends and I went to Atlanta for his birthday this year, and the trip was amazing. When we were there, we all signed and wrote on our cups that we were drinking out of, and I wanted to incorporate things that he put on his cup. I didn't expect him to write so much on his cup that he did, but I was really inspired by what he wrote on his cup, so I decided to incorporate some of the things that he wrote on his cup. So that's why I ended up putting "fuck this shit, lost on my way" like in like a grave, and then "die a legend" like as a tombstone. He's in the military right now and he lives in Germany. That's why I drew like the airplane. He wrote on his cup "thanks for being in my life," so I thought it would be nice to kind of like incorporate that in like clouds. He wrote "give me mercy" on his cup, so I thought it would be kind of nice to have the "give me mercy" kind of like ring in like the sun. And then his name's Darius, but I do call him Dare Bear, so I thought it would be cool to kind of put like a bear like on the mountain. He wrote "betrayed" on his cross, and in the reference photo that I'm actually using of him, he's wearing a cross, so I just decided to like add "betrayed" on the cross that he's already wearing. He drew a sad flower, so I also made a sad flower. And then I don't know if this was supposed to be like an image of a person, but because also in another photo reference that I'm using, he's like touching flowers, and so I kind of made these flowers flexing, and then he also kind of made like a little bushy flower type situation as well, so I also added that to the picture too. And he's never seen this, he doesn't know that I'm actually making this or anything like that, but I kind of wanted, when I do show him this picture, for him to be able to see like the kind of things that he added on his cup and see that I took inspiration from it. So I'm really excited. I hope he really likes the image. But yeah, that's kind of like my thought process for like why I created everything and why I put everything on exactly how I did. So now I'm just gonna go ahead with my Prismacolor pencils and color, but while I do that, I do have topics I want to talk about. One thing I've noticed, that even though I've had happy moments last year, when I look back and realize, it's like, wow, I really was sad like all 12 months of last year in 2022. And when I realized that, I noticed that I needed to make some changes. For me this year, I've been managing my mental health a lot better than I was last year. I've been journaling consistently throughout this year, and I think it's been really great to be able to track exactly how I feel on every single day. Every single day I kind of like just write down and journal whatever I feel, however I'm feeling, and I always write the exact date and the exact time when I'm journaling, so I can always look back and know exactly at those moments like how I was feeling and like what was going on in my life. And I think definitely journaling, keeping track of just like the small things that I'm grateful for, I think definitely like has made me a happier person, and definitely been able to show me, I guess, like all the blessings I have in my life, big and small. I've been drawing like almost every day this year so far, and I'm so proud of myself for doing it. Art is like my first ever passion I think I've ever had, and I've been drawing for as long as I can remember being like alive, but I haven't always been the most confident in my skills. I used to not feel like a real artist because I would struggle to create anything without a reference. reference. Also, for a long time, all I wanted to do was draw like portraits and faces of people, and so I didn't feel like a real artist because I didn't feel confident in making anything besides portraits. Now I don't feel like that though. I've been pushing myself to draw more things I see in my head. I've been drawing things from dreams I've been having, and I've been less hard on myself and trying to make everything I make to be like super perfect. I used to want everything I create to be perfect, and if it wasn't perfect, I would feel defeated and like not good as an artist. I feel like that held me back a lot, and I feel like I could have created so much more if I just got out there and got out my head and just created, and despite of the imperfections I saw. I think the only way to get out of like the ugly stage of drawing is just to constantly keep drawing. I feel like that's the only way I feel like I'm ever gonna get better, is to push myself past that stage. Okay, another thing I want to talk about is like celebrities and like my relationship with how I view celebrities and like not putting them on a pedestal. So like I think a big lesson I've learned is to not put celebrities on a pedestal. I think for me, when I like an artist, it can be like so easy for me to like become like engulfed in their brand, their aesthetic, who they are, their career. Because when people inspire me, it can be like really hard for me, I feel like, not to stand. But I've had to learn that like nobody is perfect, and like just because I like their art and their music or whatever doesn't mean they're a genuinely nice, good person. And I feel like not everybody deserves to have a stand like me, if that makes any kind of sense. Like I used to want to like manifest like certain artists into my life, focusing probably like way too much energy like on them, and like giving them like the power to make me feel small. And like I just don't like that, and I just don't want to have that same like mindset anymore. So I've kind of just had to like adjust to like how I'm a fan to people now, and definitely like let go of all the expectations that I have about these people, because it's not fair to them and it's not fair to me either. Having these expectations of these people that I really don't know that well just kind of hurts me, and also just like not a healthy mindset to have in general, in my opinion. Another thing I feel like I've had to like evaluate my relationship with is like money. I feel like my relationship with money has definitely changed since this time last year. Like now I don't put too much value on money like I used to. Having a lot of money or a little money, I feel like doesn't make me any better or worse of a person. Last year I think I put too much value and importance on money, and in those times where I didn't have any money, I just really didn't know what to do or how to feel besides like low, sad, and like less of a person. And I feel like you shouldn't feel less of a person just because you don't have a lot of money. I think it's a lot of power in separating the amount of money you have with the amount of self-worth you have, and I feel like it can kind of be like easier said than done, especially because like, you know, like society and people and like even like the music you may listen to, like for example like rappers always talk about how much money they have and are always like calling people like broke and bragging about all the nice things that they have due to the fact that they have money. And I think constantly hearing people talk about money and bashing people who like don't have a lot of it, I feel like really pushes the narrative of you are better if you have a lot of money, which makes people who don't have a lot of money just feel like they not that girl. And I feel like you could be broke as shit and still be that girl. Like you could be broke as shit and be better than these people who have a lot of money. Like just because you have a lot of money doesn't make you a good person, doesn't make you even more talented than the next person. Like there are so many talented people out here who are broke as shit, and I feel like they may not even feel like they're that talented because they may not be getting the money or receiving the money that they deserve, you know? So now I don't put too much importance on money. Like I am not a slave to money, regardless if I have a lot of money or not that much money at the time. Like I don't internalize it. I don't internalize the lack, and I don't internalize the abundance either. Like I feel like that shift in my mindset has definitely made my mental health way better. Now I do think money can be important, and I definitely also feel like I love money and like money can definitely like make me happy as hell. Like I'm not gonna pretend like money don't make me happy, because money can definitely make a bitch happy. I'm not saying that money don't, but I just have to know my worth regardless of how much money I have or not. And the change in mindset has definitely made me a happier person. I also want to say multitasking, drawing at the same time while I'm trying to talk is definitely a challenge, because I am not the best at multitasking, but bear with me because I definitely want to start doing a lot more of these Elii art and chat videos on my channel and just talking about whatever I have on my mind. I feel like it's good to look back and be able to see like how I was feeling in these moments. But another thing I definitely want to talk about is music. I've been writing and making music since like the beginning of 2020, and I put out 2 EPs in 2021. Things have changed and getting higher, and I wanted to put put out 2 more EPs in 2022, but because like music is so expensive, things like didn't go that way for me. But looking back on it, I'm not really that upset or in my feelings about the fact that I didn't like put out any music last year, because I definitely have been writing a lot of music throughout that year, and I do feel like the next time I do release something to like the world, it will be better than whatever I did put out last year. Writing music is like very therapeutic to me, and I like the fact that I've been able to kind of grow in silence, or kind of grow by myself without like the world seeing the growth until I'm ready for the world to see the growth, if that makes any sense. Every time I write a song, I feel a little bit more confident in my ability to create and my ability to write good music. So it just always feels like very fulfilling, and I just hope I never lose that feeling when it comes to music, because I know a lot of artists, like especially like the bigger they get, it just kind of seems like they fall out of love for the art of creating. And I just want to always prioritize like creating, like just for fun, like kind of having no expectation for what you make. I feel like not expecting too much out of what you create, I feel like sometimes can kind of birth like your best work, at least for me personally, because I feel like I'm less in my head about what I create when I don't have much expectations, and I can just make whatever comes to be. And I feel like I'm more grateful for whatever comes to be because I wasn't expecting much anyway. Okay, so I guess like the last thing I probably want to talk about in this video is like my breakup. I've been single for 6 months now, and before that I was in a relationship for like almost 2 years. And it's not like a announcement or anything I felt like I was like really ever gonna talk about, but I want to kind of talk about anything I want to talk about in my videos, so that's what we're gonna do, I guess. So regarding my breakup, before we actually broke up, I wasn't sure if like I wanted to break up or if that was like the right choice, especially because I didn't want to regret my decision. But it's been 6 months of me being single now, and I feel really great about it, and I don't regret the fact that like we're no longer together and that we did break up. I don't miss my last relationship, and I'm just kind of grateful for like the time that we did spend together. Being single now, I feel less pressure and responsibility. I feel like now I can make myself and my mental health like a top priority in my life without feeling guilty or selfish because I'm focusing so much energy on myself and just like self-improvement. I just feel like really free, I guess. One thing I will say though is I am very surprised of how I've been handling this breakup, due to the fact that I definitely thought we were going to be together like forever. Like during the relationship, I thought they were my soulmate, and I just thought if we ever broke up, like I was going to be gagging and in shambles. And I just thought I was going to feel heartbroken, but I actually haven't felt heartbroken this entire time of me being single. And I think it's due to like a couple reasons, but I think one of the reasons is because I just feel like in this 6 months I've been able to heal in a lot of ways that I just wasn't able to in my last relationship. And I think I've just been so content about it because I know that this time to myself has been very much needed. That, and also the fact that before the relationship I was just in, the relationship I was in before this one, when we broke up, I was in shambles and I was gagging, and I felt like I kind of like lost who I was. I felt like I kind of got enwrapped and engulfed in that relationship so much that when it was over, I didn't really know how to live without them, and it was so hard to get over them. And so I think when I got into my last relationship, I vowed to myself that I would never lose myself in the relationship I'm in. So I feel like that probably is why when we did break up, I wasn't in shambles like I thought I might have been, because I kind of have been through heartbreak before, and I just feel like this time around I was more equipped to handling myself and taking care of myself in ways that I didn't know how the first time when I was in my first ever serious relationship. Because my last breakup I would consider to be my second ever like serious real relationship. I've only ever been in 2 serious relationships, and both relationships with both people I was with for like 2 years. But I'm actually glad that I was able to start this year off by myself. I feel like this year has a clean slate with no relationship attached to it, just me and my growth as a person. And even though it's only been 2 months of this year so far, I can definitely say that like I've been happier, even though the year hasn't been perfect at all. I've definitely been able to manage my stress, manage my mental health much better than I feel like probably ever before, honestly. So I'm just hoping to keep that momentum and like hoping to just keep growing and just like getting to know myself more, and like not being scared to grow or like separate yourself from things that you feel like are no longer serving you. Even if at certain points in your life you felt like it was going to be forever, or you felt like that person, you just didn't know what you were going to do without them, like life will kind of show you like what it will be like without them. And you know, sometimes it may be uncomfortable, but I'm a strong believer in time heals all wounds. And so So yeah, when it comes to like my love life right now, I'm just worried about myself. I'm not really worried about falling in love or like really prioritizing love right now. Like, as cheesy as it sounds, the only love I'm really worried about right now is myself and the love for myself, because I don't want any relationship or anybody holding me back. And not that I would say that my last relationship held me back, but I just can't explain it. Like, it's just a certain amount of mental freedom that I just feel that like I didn't notice that like I didn't feel like that until like the relationship was over. And it's like, but yeah, I feel like that's like all the topics I want to talk about today. And this picture, I feel like it's going to take me a very, very long time to complete. So even though it may seem like I only did a little bit of stuff, I feel like I made some progress. So I hope y'all see my progress. Okay, so I have no idea how long I'm going to be on this picture, but this is just where I left off, and this is like where I'm going to leave off on this video. It's at a really great point where I really like how it's turning out. So this is not the final product, but the final product for this video. Okay, so that was the end of the video. I hope you guys liked the video. I hope you guys could relate to some of the topics I talked about. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to comment down below any other video suggestions you may have for me. Don't forget to hit the post notification bell if you want to be notified when I post. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to join the Elii Army. And don't forget to stream my music. Things have changed and getting higher on all streaming platforms. But that's it for me, so bye guys.